invented the word, what was that? What's that Canadian fries and gravy and crap?
Poutine.
Poutine. Somebody who invented poutine also invented the word octopus, I bet.
It's I just learned about this word too. It's when two words form into a new word.
Like they
Octopus.
acted like a semicolon or like...
No. They merge into and become a new word. And we begin using that word as a merging of the other two words.
That's too much right now. This is like
I'm
Saturday,
sorry,
bro.
I'm racking your brain. I apologize. There's your word facts for today. That was fun.
Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
Nah, not feeling it.
That sounds
We
like...
need a macho man.
Yeah, I don't even
I
know how
love
to
it.
make one of those.
Yeah, come on, let's get those sound effects going, buddy. We
I
gotta
need
get some
to
program.
I need
in.
to organize them more. I
We
was
want to.
playing
Hey,
around with
you know
them.
what? This is the best part. Let's make this interactive, okay?
Okay.
But let's include some suggestions from people that are listening of what our sound effects should be. So, obviously, I want a macho man,
Right.
or I think it'd be real fun to have glass breaking, like Austin.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, just.
And I have a bell. Crickets. Chorus. I don't know what chorus.
No. We gotta up the game here. We're gonna up the game here. So, movie quotes, references, anything you guys can come up with. Give us good sound bites that we can use
Your
to
mom
plug
goes to college.
Right, yeah, absolutely, that kind of stuff. We don't. Did I hear a niner in there?
Did I hear a niner?
Walkie-talkie?
Shut up,
Richard. we gotta have stuff in there like that. So let's get some sound clips.
Who's your
Y'all
favorite
tell
little
us
rascal?
what we should have in
Alfalfa or Spanky?
Dude, you're gonna have to have a page of just.
I can have up to like right now. I've got 4 on board, and then I can have digital ones that are waiting behind it, like another 6.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a page that's just Chris Farley quotes though, because that's gonna be so good. One Chris Farley, one Adam Sandler, and then we can have some wrestling, and it'll be stuff like that. So, but give us your suggestions, because that'll be really funny. And you guys have been here with us long enough. This is episode 67, so y'all
or
make
it some. You can even make it some.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny, dude. Hang on. Even sounds from our own show. That would be hilarious. Wait, what was we gotta have Jordan's
the F-bomb. The F-bomb for after you said what did you say? You said honey buns. And
honey buns. When I chose honey buns.
Yeah, he was like, oh.
There you go. But no, we gotta have that as a sound clip. Oh, so good.
You were like, I know it verbatim too. You were like, brownies with walnuts on them. Wow. Well, if you guys are gonna leave it on the board, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. It's a steal. Honey buns. Oh. That was one of our early episodes.
That was an early.
That was
episode.
before Daniel was really on there too.
I know, the +1. I miss him too. Gosh.
Hopefully we can get him in here more, since next week he'll be...
Speaking of which, Jordan is not here. We did message him. He implied that he wanted to be on here. He's out of town. I didn't get the specifics from him. Did you, Bobby?
I did not.
Okay.
Last week
we may just have to take a guess. Why was he missing last week?
Last week he was missing because he was driving back from poker night.
Oh,
so
okay.
There could be a lot of different
He came down
reasons.
for poker night?
Yeah, didn't even tell me.
That's
I just
so
walked in for poker.
cool.
Well, I walked in for poker, and there he was. I thought I told you that, but yeah, I walked in. I was like, "Oh, thanks for the text, dude."
He wanted to surprise you.
Well, no, he goes, "I was gonna see you here." I was like, "Okay, but what if I didn't come? Were you gonna text me?" He goes, "I don't know."
Well,
it's like, damn.
I mean, that's on you if you don't come to poker night.
Right, but I'm saying if I couldn't come, because I found out the day before that I was gonna go.
Yeah,
so I was like, "Oh wow."
Fair enough. That is a little
that's very
Jordan.
Little
that is a little Jordan. It is.
But no, I don't have any good I can't, unless he's traveling for like work. Maybe he might actually be traveling for work, because last time he left Daytona Beach, and then the next week he was in Vegas for a convention for professional pillow fluffers.
That's okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
So, do you think he's now in the downstuffing convention?
I think he's working on like the folding of the towels, like into
The towel
doves and
folding
stuff.
seminar. Yeah, I think you're right. So
Leaving the chocolate,
that means
the
he's
mint
in
on the
Seattle?
pillow.
Does that mean he's
No,
in
Vegas.
Seattle right now? Vegas. Okay, that's right.
Vegas.
That's where they do the towel folding seminars.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Jordan is currently then learning how to fold elephants, pineapples, and octopus. Octopi?
And leave mints on the pillow. Octopi.
So there's multiple
plurals of an octopus.
Yes. Webster's
Octopuses?
Dictionary. I follow Webster's Dictionary. So
Nerd alert. That's a soundbite. Nerd alert.
I follow Webster's Dictionary.
Or nerd notes.
Octopi is from the Latin belief that Indians have the Latin ending with the plural. Octopuses is
that's the funniest word.
it's the English version, like UK, Britain, English understanding of it, and then octopods, octopods stems from the belief that because it's originally a Greek word, it should have a Greek ending, and octopods would be the Greek plural.
Just the word octo is Greek, right?
Which is Greek.
Right,
yeah,
but that's the only Greek part. But the puss and
that's the only part. Yeah. It's somebody got a little. I just heard this word too.
Whoever invented the word, what was that? What's that Canadian fries and gravy and crap? Poutine. Somebody who invented poutine also invented the word octopus, I bet.
You think so? I just learned about this word too. It's when two words form into a new word.
Like they octopus. Act as like a semicolon, or like
no. They merge into and become a new word, and we begin using that word as a merging of the other two words.
That's too much right now. This is like
I'm
Saturday,
sorry,
bro.
I'm racking your brain. I apologize. So there's your word facts for the day. That was fun. How did we get on that rabbit trail?
Because you said that octopus. Jordan was folding octopus.
Yep,
something.
He's folding octopi. That's where Jordan is. He is folding towels in Vegas at a seminar.
Yeah.
And there are 3 plurals to octopus, and all of them are correct.
And some people just can't handle Vegas or words.
Correct.
Or English words. But how you been, bud?
I have been doing great, man. Big news on our front. We've had our house on the market for a couple of weeks now, and we just accepted an offer. So we are finally moving forward in the sale of the house. So the work is done. The cleaning projects are mostly done. We got to keep it clean, and we have an inspection coming on Tuesday. So the loan off, basically they'll go through it, make sure there's nothing super wrong with the house, and if there is, we may have to make a few concessions at the end of the sale.
Take it off closing cost.
Yep, take it off the closing costs and say, all right, sounds good, green thumbs up. But the cool thing is they came in just like $5,000 under our asking price, so that's
a mind blowing.
Man, it was
offer.
What a blessing! It was.
Why
such
wouldn't
a
they
huge
start
blessing.
even lower? That's crazy.
100% my thoughts, because that was our thinking when we came in. When we bought this
I'm not
house,
a math guy.
We came in $12,000 under asking price, and they accepted.
Because you can always go up.
Right, and even Dad had said to me, he said, you never want to take the first offer, but truthfully, where we're at, I was gonna say we're only $5,000 under our asking. And where we're at, God blessed us that our initial offer was accepted. We know this guy's a veteran. We know he's coming in. He's trying to buy a home, get his family settled. So for us, it was just kind of a no-brainer. We were like, we're not greedy. We knew what we wanted out of this house. We're getting basically that. So we went ahead and accepted. So we're pretty pumped, man. So yeah, now comes the packing and the just finalizing everything.
That was less than 2 weeks, wasn't it?
No, I would say I'd say it was right around 2. I'd say it was right around 2 weeks.
Because you said it was on the market 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, we do an episode every week.
Right, but I was trying to think of like, or was it last week that you said that the episode or that the house was on the market, and it was the week before that?
No, house went on the market. House went on the market in early May. I want to say it was May. It went on a Friday. What day would that have been?
2 weeks before, or a week before Memorial Weekend, probably.
I'd say 2 weeks before Memorial Weekend. Okay. So, because we accepted the offer over Memorial Weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It just seemed like it was so fast.
Again, yeah, it was fast. It was fast. We were grateful. We had 3 showings, and then by the third show, or a couple of days after the third showing, we had an offer. And so, like I said, we're not greedy on this. The house is in good shape. We think it's selling for what it's worth. So, we're excited to get going and get this next chapter started, man.
And you can't be greedy. You flipped a profit already.
Oh yeah, no, we've flipped a profit. We're very excited because again, the plus side and why we did all this is once we sell the house, we're going to go down to Florida, rent for a couple of years, and get the food truck started. But by selling the house, we can start the food truck business debt free and be profit from day one. And that's what I'm excited about. I won't have a payment to make on the business.
I don't think
anything
there's any
like
company that can say that. No, I mean, saying like successful like people that like don't plan for that type of stuff. Like they just get all those loans and stuff like that.
Every single business will tell you that's ultimately where you want to be. You want to be debt free, adding all of your revenue into the growth of your company. So, like, to be able to start that way is a really exciting principle. And I'm betting on myself because I'm using the money that we've got from the investment in our house. So it is a self-investment when you think about it. But, it's hard not to bet on yourself when you love your own cooking more than you love going out to eat. So,
I actually saw somebody that I saw a recipe called I think I shared it to you too. I'm not sure. It was a bacon cheeseburger, and they called it a bacon cheeseburger biscuit bomb.
Oh.
It was like I follow a page on Facebook called Grandma's or Mom's Recipes.
But what they did, so was it just like was it?
It was like ground hamburger
in
inside of it, and then bacon inside of it. Yeah, it was baked in a biscuit, but it didn't look. It looked more like it looked more thinner, like fluffier, like a Hot Pocket almost. But it was round,
like a kolache.
No, not right? A kolache. More like a beer. It had a beer.
Why do you call it, Bobby? I love you. It's kolache. Kolache.
I've only heard it called kolache.
That's the Americanized pronunciation.
Oh, okay. I'm American. In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA. It can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com, and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code Chubby, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on.
Okay.
I call a euro a euro. There you go.
That's good. I'm glad you don't call it a gyro.
My wife calls it a gyro.
Does she? Does she do that playfully, or does she actually think they're called gyros?
Oh, she definitely has always called it a gyro. And I was like, I don't think that's how you say it. And she goes, I think it is.
It's a euro. Euro.
It's like the money.
But yeah, so
what were you going to say? I actually cut you off, and you were getting ready to say that reminds me that you needed to do something. Is what you were going to say. You were getting ready to say something. You have to do something. You personally.
Oh, just that. I was going to. I think I'm going to start. Well, okay. So selling the house means that, obviously we're getting moved, we're getting situated, we're starting the business. So one of the things that I'm going to have to be forward thinking about is just processing getting this truck up and running. And so one of the things that I'm going to start doing, I think, is just documenting, recording videos of me starting this thing up and seeing if that doesn't help build the momentum for getting business going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of recorded as come along with me as we start a food truck.
Well, I think it couldn't have been at a better time since now you're moving to Florida, and that was decided after you chose that you were going to want to start a food truck. Food trucks. When I think of food truck, I think of California or Florida. I don't think of Midwest.
Well,
Midwest food trucks are like Mexican food.
That's the working game of it all, is where we're going in Florida. That's year-round business. There's no off season. There's no downtime. I literally can build and run it. And the other thing is too, there's so much business down there that getting equipment and stuff like that is pretty affordable too. We've been pricing trucks and stuff down there, and I found a couple of trucks. I found one in particular that I really like. That I think is going to be about $33,000, but it's like an 18-foot truck or an 18-foot kitchen ready to go. I just throw my logos and stuff on it and throw my equipment in it and start serving. So
that's awesome.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Now, are you familiar with their laws of what okays you to post up somewhere? Yeah.
So basically they kind of have a twofold system. And it's the key one is obviously you have to have permission to be set up wherever you're at. So you can't just go set up in a parking lot and tell the owners of the business, piss off. You have to have permission. But you also
a permit.
So you have to. Well, obviously you have to have a permit to run the business, meaning they checked out your kitchen, make sure it's safe, make sure it's clean, make sure your environment, is sanitary. But then you also have to have permission from the place that you're set up at. There's a third element though, and that's a commissary, and that's a location. It can also be the place where you set up at, but it also can be a third party location that provides your base of operations, if that makes sense. It's where you go to empty your gray tank. It's where you go to dump your dirty oil. It's where you store cold products and stuff like that if you don't have storage in your truck, things like that. So
it could be your house if you had room for it.
No, it has to be a business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I have to partner with another business as a commissary. It could be a church. It could be anywhere that has a commercial kitchen, but it has to be commercial, not residential.
Gotcha.
So there's just a few extra rules.
So a church would be considered commercial?
Yeah. And that's probably the route I'm going to go is I'm going to. Because when you think about it, a church doesn't
profit.
A church. Well, no, it's the usage of the kitchen. It's not used by a private family. It's used only for
an organization.
An organization setting. So it would be considered a commercial environment.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, dude, I would get in contact with churches so you could post up there on Sundays or something.
I've considered that. Truthfully, though, man, the market's really best at events and stuff like that. So doing events, doing catering during the week. What I'm hoping to be able to do is this. I want to be able to have the truck and have a singular location that we operate out of. But then on the weekends, do catering or do event catering or events. And then during the evenings, I want to be able to, or even during the day, I want to be able to provide drop-off catering if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So us be able to load everything into a vehicle and drive it to a location and deliver it and let them self-serve their own, have, so many biscuits, crafted biscuits and gravy. Absolutely. Saves them money, allows us to serve and cater to more people while still keeping our truck in its location and keeping that consistency going. So.
Well, hopefully, like, I don't know I don't know anything about Florida, to be honest. So, except for that, I mean, it's Florida. I mean,
well, I can tell you there's crazy wildlife down there, obviously. There's crazy people down there. But, truthfully, here's the thing. Bobby, you and I grew up in Hutchinson, Kansas. There's crazy people in Kansas. I've moved now to the Ozarks. There's crazy people in the Ozarks. And I'm realizing the truth is there's just hillbillies everywhere you go. We're a brand of people. You just got to learn to work with those people. And I've learned to, because I'm one of them.
And Hutch, it just was more prominent because it was so small or smaller. So you saw it, like, it's so within each other.
I want you to come live in the Ozarks for a little while, bro.
I'm good.
Hutch has got nothing. Hutch has got nothing on if you've seen Ozark, it's not that far off.
Right. I'm saying out of the craziness. So
that's a dramatization, but the people of the hills around here can be pretty country.
Have you ever seen Fat White Underbelly YouTube channel, where he interviews the people in the Appalachians? Oh my Lord.
But there's another great example. Mountain people, the truth is it's salt of the earth people. It's people who have lived amongst the land for
this dude interviewed a whole family that were
I've seen that. Yeah, the inbred family.
Oh, and the dude talked as a dog, barked.
Have you heard about that he's basically completely disconnected with them now?
Huh. Yeah, he had a GoFundMe for them. He put them through school, got them health care.
You need to look more into that story as of recent.
I haven't watched anything more about it, but
yeah, look into it, because as of more recently, people are calling him out, and there's some disconnect there.
Calling them out or him out?
Him.
Oh,
saying that he's not as that they're not getting the money as often and stuff so there's some drama around that. But anyway,
it's still bizarre.
The point that I was making is there's all sorts of crazy stuff down in Florida, but honestly, that's not even what I'm afraid of. I think the biggest thing that I'm afraid of going down there is just I'm not afraid of change. That does I'm excited about what I'm doing. I think what I'm afraid of is I don't know. Let me put it this way. When I moved away from Hutch, I moved because I knew God was calling me into ministry, and I knew this, coming here to Missouri was that opportunity. And so, but I came with a job. Does that make sense? I came for a ministry job. I've been here. I've always had that ministry job. I've had that security, right? So there's always been a stepping stone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's always been the next stepping stone.
It's just like living at home almost.
With Florida, there's not a stepping stone. It's the deep end. And I feel I think the fear most is that what if this doesn't work? What if it fails? Well,
I think that if it wasn't on your mind, I think you'd be considered to be crazy, because if you're not thinking of ways to fix things already, then
I'm always thinking of ways to fix things.
Right. I heard a quote a long time ago, the failure to plan is the plan for failure.
Yep.
I think you dude, you've never failed at hardly anything, I don't think. Personally.
I've failed at plenty.
I'm saying something that you have your mind set to and focused on.
Well, yeah, but that's why I think I'm so successful, is because, I hate quoting Edison because it's not accurate, but it's not accurate of him. It's accurate of me. I feel so Thomas Edison has this quote that before he discovered the light bulb, before he invented the way to create a working light bulb, he first discovered 10,000 ways to create a non-working light bulb.
Right.
I think is how it works.
He failed 10,000 times.
But it's not that he failed. It's that he found 10,000 ways not to do it.
The national treasure quote is what you're talking about.
Yes, the national treasure quote.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't remember, but it's a good quote. And I like the premise of that because to me it explains best how my mind operates.
I remember how it goes now.
I think of 1,000 failures. I fail 1,000 times. That's why I feel like I'm successful at it, because I fail all the time. Like nobody's not like, I've always been accused of being the klutzy one, the clumsy one. Like I know what it means to be awkward, to be goofy, to be silly, to be, to be the weird one. And so because I failed so many times at other things, I think it allows me to be successful because, I don't know, I'm used to failure. I don't know.
Well, I think the other big thing is the passion behind it. Like how much passion do you have behind it? Because if you don't have any passion about it, you're not going to enjoy it. And then
you tell me, Bobby, how long have I loved to cook?
Well, I mean, we're fat, dude. We always like to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But like also, and also that quote, I figured it out. It was he didn't fail 10,000 times to create the light bulb. He successfully found out 10,000 ways not to make the light bulb.
That's it. Yeah. So is that an Edison quote?
No, right? I don't know if that was Edison or if that was somebody. Maybe he did say that.
Maybe it's somebody.
Nicolas Cage said it when they were in that shop getting clothes.
That's a good quote. I want to know if it's man. We need to find that out. We need to find out if that's real or not. But
Google that quote.
That's where I'm at, man. That's But beyond that, no. Like it's.
And I didn't mean to say like you've never failed, because I mean everybody's failed at something, but like when I look at I remember when you and Heather first got married and your budget, like you were the guy that like didn't allow any like corners to be cut. So like, I don't have any doubt that like you'll be successful on creating a profit, especially for you and your family. Like I would say that like when I was, like you could be worried about the prehistoric shift that's going on down there, but like I was thinking more like I would be worried about like the healthcare. Like how can I afford that with not like nothing to like that would be my worry if I had to leave my job. Like how could I afford that?
The thing is, man, and maybe I've been spoiled here, but if you do the research, there's so many amazing programs out there of community-based like healthcare, where if you've just got some cash saved up, you can go pay for emergency services, for basic medical needs, and not have to have major healthcare coverage.
Right, and that's what my only fear would be, was like my family. Like it's not me, because I know that I've came up against certain things, but I know that I could hold up. But how is my family going to be able to hold themselves up if like I'm busy doing all that? Like that would be my worry. But that's it.
It is.
And I never saw it like. It is Thomas Edison?
I think so.
Is it kind of like one Thomas of those, I forgot what meme it was. It was like, if people would stay off their phones and off Facebook, blah, 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 America would be a better place. And then it would put ... Abraham Lincoln, maybe.
That's great. Hang on. Let's see if we can find it. I think we got it right here.
But there's so many good quotes in that movie, too.
There really is, yeah. This version, so apparently there's multiple versions of this, of how the story goes, of how this quote came about. But this version is that he was asked by a reporter about failing. He says, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I have not failed once. I've succeeded in proving that those 10,000 ways will not work. When I have eliminated the ways that will not work, I will find the way that will work." And that
optimism,
freaking mindset, man. I've had that mindset forever.
If more people would have that mindset, like just even just a little bit, like they would probably be happier.
You know me though, like I'm tenacious. I'm like a dog with a bone. When there's a problem that I want to solve, I will not stop.
Well, this is also coming from the guy that like I saw. This dude had like several pages of paper, right? This dude had names of every person he freaking knew, right? And he bought every single person a damn Christmas gift.
I did.
Now,
I did.
not to toot my own horn, I did guess my Christmas gift. I'm just saying, I guessed it. I don't know if you remember that.
I
and
do
you got
not.
mad about it. You handed it to me. You're like, "Do you know what it is?" I was like, "Probably like something Adam Sandler." And you got me the Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore Billy Madison combo.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, okay,
so I remember that year. So that I was working.
Subway.
It was my first year. No,
I was there with you at Subway. Yes,
was
it
that
that same
Subway
year. Yeah, you had your Mustang.
And I was working as an assistant manager, wasn't I?
No. Neither one of us were ever an assistant manager.
No, I didn't get an assistant manager at Subway. No. I got that later on. Never mind. Shift lead? No, that was also
there was no shift lead. We didn't have anything special.
We didn't have
like
a shift lead.
You were you saved up all your money for Christmas.
That's
and
what
you
it
made
was.
sure to get everybody that you like. I would say everybody you considered like a close friend a gift. Like you got Ben Sanders a Christmas gift. You got like people that like you probably haven't talked to in 5 years now, a Christmas gift.
True. 5 years, dude. It's been longer than that for some of them.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that was like, I don't know when the last time you talked to Ben Sanders was. Like, I haven't even seen that dude in probably 20.
Me neither.
Well,
I don't know what that dude's up to.
But that's my point. Like, when you put your mind to something, and I think that comes with, like, also, like, the environment we grew up in with dryling and just sports in general. Like, when you have that type of, like, mentorship, whether it be negative or positive, like that it still has an effect on you, whether it be he was a negative person, but it still had a positive effect on us because we knew that
he taught us how to be disciplined, taught us how to be driven.
I'm not ever going to downgrade to how he taught us because I think he kept probably more kids out of the prison system in the town that we're in than probably
wholeheartedly agree with that. So I will always be critical of his methods because we even told him to his face, Dryling and I had a fight during high school. The dude's never questioned how I feel about my faith and how I feel about his approach.
Oh, that was that same year that we went to
CIY, baby.
Oh, we had to go CIY. Save the pygmies.
The pygmies. Oh my gosh. Yep. Save the pygmies from New Guinea.
Save the pygmies from
New
Guinea.
That was all year long, man.
That was our
all year long. Coach
junior year.
Would not,
that was our junior year. But what did we do our senior year though? We're not skipping this year. We went to Fort Hays.
Yep.
Or Pitt State is where we went.
What did we also do? We also went to CIY that year, and we went to take it. CIY?
Not that year. Not our senior year. Our senior year we didn't because we went to Pitt State.
That's right. We did do Taking the City though. We did one of them. I knew we did CIY and Taking the City one year.
We did Dallas Taking the City our senior year.
And we did Taking the City the senior year, and then I did CIY after that, and then several years.
Well, I did CIY up into our senior year. Like we did Taking the City junior and senior. Taking the City Alabama was junior year. Taking the City Dallas was senior.
Did we do Bolivar? Did we do CIY Bolivar twice?
Bolivar was our CIY Bolivar was our. It was the same year that Chuck went with us, and we had Brandon in our room, Brandon Bruner.
Bolivar is the one I remember.
Yeah, that's the one we went to for CIY.
Then
the other one I don't remember. I don't think I went to 2 CIYs. I only went to the one.
See, I thought I did too, but maybe not.
Alabama. It was Mobile, and then we did. And then we did CIY we did CIY and Taking the City our junior year, and then just CIY our
just Taking the City senior year.
Just Taking the City our senior year, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was Dallas.
Weird. So, I thought I'd remember there being more, but
well, not to get off topic, but dryling did have an effect on us and helped us like
rabbit trails, man.
Whether how much credit you want to give the guy, like I'll give him as much credit as I can because I can see it in like where I work. Like at one point, I would say for every 100 offenders, there was at least one kid that I went to school with. Okay. Did that guy play sports? No, he did not. Some at some point they did, but not with dryling. They did like our junior high years and stuff like that, but not with dryling.
Now, can I laugh and make a joke? How many of your coworkers also played football?
Like right now or when I first started?
No. Like over the course of your career, how many of your coworkers have been guys that you also played football with? Because maybe that might be a better correlation to connect to.
Two. Well, one of them actually ended up being an inmate after that.
Hey, hush. We're not getting.
I'm just saying. I'm not going to say names.
I know who you're talking about.
I can only think of one that played football and
four of y'all worked there together.
Well, I'm saying like that made a career out of it is what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about who all makes a career out of it. I'm talking about people that just go into it, that try it. Because I thought it was funny how many of y'all,
at least 10 probably, that I worked with at one time.
How many of y'all, like how many football players end up trying corrections? They may not stay in it, but there's so many that get into it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and but that goes to show you that people can fail. Like Dreiling didn't necessarily try to keep us out of prison. He was just trying to keep us on his field. That wasn't his goal.
That's the connection.
No, but what I'm saying is that that's not what his goal was. He did it he did it subconsciously. Like his leadership led us to where we had when we were determined to do something, whether that be win state, get I guess our own PR in weights or anything like that.
He taught us what it took to do the hard work to get the good things that we were looking for.
And I applaud him for that because he did a great job at that.
So I remember specifically how much he would push fourth quarter and how much he would push the playoff season.
Perfect play Friday or perfect play Thursdays.
Yes. For the very reason of right up to the end, we did little things perfectly so that we could at least do the small things right.
Yeah.
And I just remember how much that mattered in the long run.
Yeah. The little things are matter.
Yeah.
The footsteps blow my mind.
Bro, the footsteps and the handwork and the fact that they were so second nature for me. Yeah. I can't fathom the fact that from third grade, they were training me how to do this stuff so well that by my senior by my senior year, we were so good. Like I was so good at this that it was second nature.
And again, that's Dreiling's work too. Like he programmed that in us.
And that's the thing. Dreiling's responsible for it because he's the reason they started the Gridiron Gladiators in the first place. He wanted there to be consistency all the way down.
He started that?
I'm not saying he started it. I'm just saying he's the one who really
implemented the playbooks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, because it was through Dreiling where I know our coaches, middle school and
still have the
even
playbook.
Down in Gridiron, they were getting their plays. 54 and 55 were coming from the varsity.
10,
there was
11,
a select
12.
handful of plays that were all coming from varsity because he wanted us to have that stuff down by the time we got up to him.
Yeah, I still have. I don't know if you remember this, but my mom kept my Gridiron Gladiators football playbook.
I would love to see that.
10, 11, 12, 21, 22, 54, 55. 17, 18 wasn't implemented because that was a motion play for us.
Those?
We had a motion play in high school. That was a motion.
So those
play.
are high school ones. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
like 21 and 22 is also motion because that was a pulling guard. 48, 49? I don't know if but we didn't call them later. That. We didn't know that as Gridiron Gladiators.
We had other names for those sweeps and stuff, but we still were learning the plays. We just weren't learning the names for them.
We were learning the basics and the specifics of what it meant to
54
successfully
dive,
run a play.
55 dive, we had all those. So, it was good stuff.
It's crazy because we're talking about this and I didn't even try to, but the Kelseys talked about the playbooks and how it meant nothing. But when we look back at it, as the way Dreiling implemented it meant so much because if we didn't have that, we probably wouldn't have been as successful in high school as we were.
Yeah. I don't think certainly at a high school level, I don't think you can get those kids trained that quickly, that well without a full program like that.
And you have to have the other coaches on board too.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have, it's not just even your coaches just within your program. You have to get volunteer coaches to match the same passion and commitment and energy that you do. And at the middle school, you have to get teachers who are invested and care about kids enough. We were blessed that we had Nixon, man. So like we were golden between Nixon, Patterson, Aspat.
And that was your freshman year, though.
Those were freshmen. Okay. But Nixon was middle school with us.
Nixon wasn't. It was Barnes.
No, Nixon was also middle school with us. Nixon did middle school
I didn't
and
play
freshman.
7th grade. I didn't play 7th grade.
Well, Nixon was middle school and freshman.
Yeah.
So
I didn't play 7th grade because
let me tell
I got
you,
in
dude,
trouble.
Coach Nixon deserves the greatest shout out. All my McCandless 308 people, if you're tuned in, let me hear a huge shout out for Coach Robert Nixon, because if y'all are like me, that man.
Now I need a Robert Nixon soundbite, knuckleheads.
Bro, right? Come on, Diesel, get it in motion.
What you talking about, Thrack?
So good. Oh man,
I need to have him come over just because I have him on Facebook. I need to have him send me a message, and then I can have him come over just record.
Sound bites. We need some Coach Nixon sound bites.
Yeah, and then I forgot what it was that he told me, but like I had asked him because him and the other Goldhawks coach were like so close of friends they were considered brothers. Yeah, I forgot his name. He ran the Boys and Girls Club.
Come on,
Mario. It was Officer Mario and somebody else.
Yes. I got nothing.
It'll come to me. But yeah, I would love to have some Nixon sound bites.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great. Knucklehead.
Run lap. He was funny. I love him.
So good. Okay.
But anyway, we went off course there. But anyways, I do want to say I am happy for you that you did sell your house and that you're going on to.
Thank you.
You're creating something of your own. Like nobody, not many people that we know can say that. I don't think. I mean,
well, I can tell you, I'm excited about it.
Except for your brother. But like, another thing, like your brother has shown you, like, given you a path to, like, hey, you were striving to do something you feel like you were meant to do.
You're not wrong
BJ is
about
living that.
You're not wrong about that. I've definitely seen him take off with this thing and seen it's not impossible, and you can take something you love and turn it into a real profitable business if you're willing to commit and get creative. Thanks, man.
And I'm sure that the Chubby Buddies will be around for a long time. So we will be sponsoring and co-sponsor, whatever that is.
Absolutely, man.
So, I mean, you're not going to get me to move down there. I'm just saying. I am scared of
prehistoric
shit.
You say that.
Dude.
You're telling me I am actively recruiting, Jordan, now. I just want you to know that. Actively recruiting.
For? Like to just run a hotel down there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will be actively recruiting you from here out.
But there's nothing for me down
I think you're a no-sell because, yeah, like you said, you're terrified of
snakes,
the
gators,
wildlife. You
lizards.
would sweat more than a pig at a...
Right, but that's not what I'm worried about. Like sweating, air conditioning. Thank God for air conditioning, okay? So,
hey, look,
like, that's not even a fear
for air conditioning too, but I'm telling you, down there is different.
I've been down there. Mobile, Alabama is close enough to it. I took a shower, walked outside, needed to go back and take a shower.
Sure. I agree. I'm telling you, this is still even another level.
Well,
it's
if I ever
even
get
another level.
My ball on the roll and start actually caring about the way I look, then hey, maybe I won't sweat as much. But I like meat, man.
I just know you would not appreciate the humidity and the stuff down there. Like, I'm gonna struggle down there. I'm figuring out. I told Heather, like,
I'd say you probably acclimate within 2 years, probably.
Well, here's what I told her. I said, you better expect to see me always in shorts and tank tops or cutoffs.
Yeah, like you won't have to buy a coat for like 2 years.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
Or
and then, like, think about how often we would cut our sleeves off of stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going back to that for everything.
Goodwill, here he come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thrift shopping for days.
But no, I think you're going to do great, man. So,
thank you.
I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to visit. It won't be like a long stay, but Florida is.
We'll get you to come visit enough times where you're just like, all right, it's worth it. We'll come. It's like 24 hours. It's
long. My God.
Yeah.
What do you think? See, my other fear would be like, man, that's. So how are your parents?
Flights are cheap, bro. Flights are cheap.
Okay.
This is the way to go. We can fly from Springfield to, well, we just flew from Springfield to down there in September last year for $120 round trip.
For both of you or each?
Each.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean,
but that's
I've
cheaper than gas, bro.
I've only flown to Jamaica and back. So I've ridden 1, 2, 3, 4 planes.
You just try flying. It's the way to travel.
I don't mind flying. It wouldn't. I even got an Oktoberfest beer on the way back. It's kind of expensive as shit. That plane shit ain't no joke.
They jack those
people
prices
complaining about
up.
movie theater popcorn. Try buying a beer on an airplane,
bro. For real, I've never seen anything under $5 on an airplane.
The Oktoberfest can, so this size of beer,
a freaking can, man.
A can of beer,
12 ounces of beer.
I think it was $18.
I was just getting ready to say $18. I was totally going to say $18.
And that was back in 2015.
That's insane.
So, but I mean, we just got married. We were on our way back. Plus, we were fighting on the way back, so I needed one.
You were fighting on your way back from your honeymoon / wedding?
Wedding moon.
Wedding moon?
Yeah, that's what they called it. But like, it wasn't like we weren't bickering back and forth. I was just hungry. Like, I was hangry as shit.
Oh, you were hangry.
I was being a dick because I wanted food. And like our plane, we had like a 20-minute gap in the Atlanta airport.
So you had no time to get food in between.
I had breakfast like before we left, but like, you know me, I'm fat. I want something to eat. And like, you see all these restaurants that you don't see in Kansas at all.
It's true.
In the airport. But that airport is a shit show. You ride a train to get to your freaking, whatever they call those, where you go wait for your plane.
To your terminal, yeah.
Yeah, you have to ride a freaking train to get, if that right there doesn't steer you away from
Dallas, Fort Worth?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, yeah. Atlanta's is that way too, yeah.
It was crazy. But anyway, in better news, did you see that stuff with Kylie Kelsey, Princess Kiana, and the fan?
Oh, the one where the chick's like chewing her out she's like drunk and chewing her out for not wanting to take a picture with him. And Kylie's
I don't know if she was drunk or not, but like, I mean, it was very.
Dude, she was drunk.
She was definitely trying to get I don't know if was Jason there. I didn't see that part.
Kylie tells her she's drunk.
We're getting ready to go eat with our family.
Kylie tells her you're embarrassing yourself.
And then if you hear the video at the end, like she goes, "I don't even know who you are anyway." And then like, I wonder if Jason was filming. Was that Jason filming? Because that would be so funny.
No, that was somebody else who caught it.
And you see how she towered over that broad? She was like,
dude, I don't know why people think that she is not like. First of all, she's a Philly girl.
Right.
If y'all don't understand, Philly's called the city of brotherly love. And they are loving, but they're tough as shit, okay? You don't screw with a Philly person, okay? That is a tough city. They are very tough people.
I wouldn't mess with her.
Neither would I.
And not because, like I said, not because...
That's a tough woman. And, you don't get in a, that's dumb to get in a tough person's face. They won't back down, and they won't handle that.
How tall do you think she is? She's 6'3", probably. Yeah.
No, she's not.
She's not much shorter than Jason.
You're gonna make me look it up now.
Yeah, Google that.
How tall is
Kylie? If it's I think she's at least 6'3". That's my guess.
Kylie Kelsey is 5'11".
For real?
Yeah.
That video made her look like a freaking Sasquatch compared to that.
Well, it's
92% biatch.
Larger than life when. Stands larger than life when. Yeah, I do. That's good. That's real good.
92% biatch. But yeah, she looks way taller. She's 5'11", kind of cut.
Bro, what?
Ooh, rage beef sticks.
That's hurtful. Ooh, get you some.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
No, I just thought it was funny, how she was asking for. We didn't hear all of it. Huh?
How many states?
How many states? What?
Our rage.
Oh, they're found across 5 states, across 400 plus locations, ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
There it is, y'all. He has it down. Like, got it pat. This guy knows.
I do. I plan.
It's so good. Any other good food? So obviously, Rage beef jerky is our favorite of snacks.
Oh, yeah.
They're our hosts since episode 1.
Episode 2.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, episode 2. I always forget that we have our intro episode, we have episode 1, and then we have the sponsorships are from there.
Yeah, although they reached out right after. They reached out. Was
wrestling was BJ's prior company a sponsor for episode 1, or was he after?
As a guest on the Recess Ruckus is when we worked all that out.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, Rage has been with us since episode 2.
Since episode 2, baby.
Because we dropped pilot and episode 1 the same day, which was my birthday.
Gosh, that's crazy.
And I was in the middle of supervisory training when Jordan called me and talked about Rage, or ergo Primal back then.
Yeah. Gosh.
Feels like so long ago.
We'd all about some snacks. Any other good, what's new on the food front, Bobby? Anything big going down people need to know?
Well, right now I'm marinating some, I got a recipe online for Chipotle's, the seasonings that they put on their steak and stuff.
Ooh.
I diced it up a bit. I raised the bar a little bit and added a little bit of my own little kick to it. And it's marinating in the fridge. So right after this, I'm going to go out and cook some carne asada tacos.
Ooh. That sounds very good.
And then I marinated the same stuff with Jamie's chicken. So she's going to try that. So I that's what I'm waiting on.
That sounds very good.
I mean, I'm not starving to death, but I'm fat. So I get a little,
we had
rage a little bit.
Heather and I had Popeyes the other day. Haven't had Popeyes in a while.
Dude, that sandwich is so good.
Man, we did. They have
the wings are good too.
They had a deal. This is I'm gonna share. I don't know. Okay, so I need your input. Is this me being fat, or is this me being fiscal? Fat or fiscal is the name of the game. Fat or fiscal. They had a 5-piece strip meal with drink and side and biscuit is $13.99.
Can I guess what you did?
Yes.
You bought several of those meals.
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
The family meal was a 10-piece with 1 large side and 4 biscuits for $23.99 or something like that.
$10 more.
Yeah, $10 more for 10 pieces, a large side, and 4 of the biscuits.
Were they strawberry biscuits?
No, they were just the regular biscuits. But then they had another family special, and I don't know why it wasn't with the other family specials, but it was 12 strips, 4 small sides, and 4 drinks. Clearly for a family of 4, right?
Right.
So I walk up to the counter, and I want obviously more than 5 strips, but okay, I guess I should preface, I'm not the only one eating this meal.
Well, then there you go. There's your answer.
It's Heather and I. But do Heather and I constitute as a whole family? Because we definitely bought the $25 bundle that gave us 6 strips each, two small sides each, and 2 biscuits each. And yeah, I even forgot it was 4 biscuits too. So, and then instead of the 4 drinks, we were just like, hey man, it's just the 2 of us. Can we just swap those out for 2 larges? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So we did. So we went to Popeyes.
That definitely wasn't fat of you. Because
good.
Well, because if you think about it, that's a deal. You're not going to walk away at McDonald's spending that and getting the quantity that you did or quality.
I was looking at the menu and I was like, I mean, I know I'm going to want a 5-piece because a 3-piece doesn't do it for me. But
did you eat all of it of yours?
No, gosh, no. Are you
Well,
kidding
see, there
me?
you go.
I can't
You're not being
eat
fat.
all of my food anymore. But when I say I didn't eat all of it, I did. I just didn't eat it all in that moment.
Yeah.
But I ate half of it there, and then I brought it home, and then I ate another
What sides did you
strip. We got the mashed potatoes and gravy and the mac and cheese.
I'm not a big mac and cheese fan of theirs.
Really?
No, I like their Cajun fries.
I'm not in. I like the seasoning. I'm not in love with the type of fry it is.
The fries,
So,
it reminds me of what fries? It reminds me of Long John Silver's fries, but a little bit crispier.
I'd say I wasn't ever impressed with Long John Silver's either. So that's why I think they're steak fries, but they're not a good cut of steak fries in my opinion. So I was never a big fan of those fries, but I do like the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese isn't the greatest, but the potatoes are where it's at, man. The potatoes and gravy. Oh my gosh,
that's one thing that
notch.
I do actually enjoy, that I actually liked of KFC, was their brown gravy and mashed potatoes. Like, I liked that. Like,
bro,
that's the only thing that I could say that KFC is rocking on.
I agree. I absolutely agree on that.
When they first came out with their chicken pot pies, oh dude, so good.
Hey, cool news. Not super relevant to what we're talking about, but just thought I'd share it with you.
Not about food. So it's not about food.
No. Well, why we're talking about food, and I would like this has to do with food for tomorrow for me. So that's that's the connection. That's why it brought it up. Megan's in town.
Yeah, I saw that she's on vacation with her family.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over and have lunch with her tomorrow.
Where at?
We don't know yet because I pitched her.
Take her
all
to the pizza place.
No, which pizza place?
Pier 20, Pier something.
Oh no, I'm not making her drive all the way out here.
Oh, you're going into town?
Yeah, we're gonna go into Branson.
I'm trying to think of
we
what
offered her.
We
suggested to her Vaskin's. I didn't suggest Mellow. I didn't suggest that just because I know.
I mean, it was okay. Like, the appetizers were better than the pizza. I will say that. Like,
yes,
they had pretzel bites with cheese. Okay.
So
cheese.
I suggested 4 options for him. Actually 6 because I threw the other 2 afterwards. Baskin's Deli, which is Mediterranean food. Mr. G's, which is a pizza place that does Chicago style deep dish, and it's really good. I suggested Flaming Margaritas, which is a Mexican place around here, and it's pretty good. The owner used to go to my church for a little bit. He's a pretty cool kid. But they do really good Mexican food, and their Flaming Margaritas are pretty cool. And then Momo's is a Japanese place, so I suggested those. And then they're actually at the 5th restaurant I recommended to them, Mel's Hard Luck Diner. They're at that tonight, so obviously we're not going to go there.
We waited in that diner, me and Jamie did, for like 30 minutes, and nobody asked us if we, like, it was, people were just waiting. Yeah. It was back when, like, right after COVID, so, like, there were so many people without jobs, so, like, there were so many open spots, so we were like,
gotcha,
we can't do that. So we went and sat at Papa John's.
Papa John's?
That's the only place that was, like, open.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
But Mel's Diner was one of them. And we ate somewhere else. I'm trying to think of where it was at.
Bob's Dairyland is pretty popular. It's on the Strip. They do like burgers and shakes. They only do cash though. So, but there's a bunch of options.
Oh, that's
there,
the walk-up
pitching
one.
Them stuff.
Is that the walk-up one that's by that leather shop on the Strip?
No. This is it's a little further down.
Movie theater type thing.
No, this one's a little further down, across from like Applebee's, and it is. It's just kind of a little hole-in-the-wall diner, but it does really good, like, diner food.
Well, this is the reason why I said to take her to that pizza place, is because we went there 2 days in a row.
Pier 28 it's good food, but it's a bit of a drive here from over
for her,
from
but I just didn't know where she was coming from. But, like, we were already off. We were on the lake with Brandy and Matt at that time.
Yeah.
I had the wings. And I think I had fried pickles, and then we got a small pizza.
Y'all did the Caribbean jerk pizza, right?
Oh my!
Bro, that pizza's so good.
I've always been
I want to remake
anti-pineapple on pizza.
Same.
Until I had that.
I am anti-pineapple on pizza, except for that pizza.
But only
That's
can do it.
That's the only pizza I've ever had. And it's because they fire roast their pineapple.
I would also argue that that's probably the best pizza I've had, in my opinion, of course, because I love thin crust. It is
Caribbean jerk. It's got a nice, sweet, tangy flavor. And then when that pineapple hits with
and the jalapenos that are on it.
So good.
And we actually had fried jalapenos with it the same time.
They're not fresh jalapenos, right? They're still pickled.
On the pizza, I think they're freshly diced, but the fried jalapenos are pickled.
Right.
But
I think the ones on the pizzas are still pickled too.
I couldn't tell because they're so good. The chicken is perfect on there. The barbecue, it's got like a barbecue drizzle over the top with the Caribbean jerk sauce, and then, dude, and the pineapple. You wouldn't be able to tell me that there wasn't pineapple on that thing because you could see it, but it didn't taste like pineapple.
Yeah, well, and again, with the fire roasting, the torched outside, it's just so good. It gives it such a good flavor.
And what is their other place called when Pier 28 isn't open? They actually have another place that they serve their stuff.
So it's a pizza place that launched Pier 28 that used to be called Coyotes, and it burned down. And we were really sad. And then Pier 28 came in, and so we got a restaurant back. But it used to be called, or rather, its mainland restaurant is called Pizza by the Chef.
Oh.
And it's kind of just in a little strip mall and one of a few pizza places. So it's local and well supported, but it's not like the biggest name in pizza around here. But Pier 28 has definitely started to create a reputation because of how good it is.
So much so that you can Uber the pizza onto your boat.
Really?
Well, that's cool. What we found. Well, we didn't want to Uber it because we were in a boat anyway, so we just drove up to the dock. But also another restaurant before we move on. The other restaurant was that barbecue place that your dad, the smoke pit or smoke shack?
Yeah, Pops.
Oh, Pops
Smoke Shack. Yeah.
So good.
That's a very good place.
I don't know if I had the ribs or the brisket. Either way,
his pulled pork is phenomenal.
I didn't have the pork. I had the brisket or the burnt ends. I can't remember which one it was.
His burnt ends are phenomenal, but they go so quick. He sells out of his burnt ends
Well, we got there pretty early because that was where we met you guys, and then we went to that gelato place.
And my dad was his right hand man, so you kind of already had. Which I'm planning on using Dad's skills when we get there because I think we'll have some smoked meats in some of what we do, and so I may have him managing some smoked meats for us off to the side.
There we go.
That'll be cool.
But yeah, so if anybody's listening and they want recommendations, Pops, first Pier 28 would be my number one go-to.
So
if you're in the Kimberling area,
this would be Kimberling City, Table Rock Lakeside, not so much Branson.
Yeah, so if you're on the lake
in Kimberling City,
try
on
to
the
make
lake,
your way over there.
Definitely Pier 28. Definitely hit up
Pops
Smoke Shack. I would also recommend there's you got to have ice cream at the Funky Twig.
Yeah, that's where we right after
artisan ice cream, so freaking good. It's very unique.
I'm a big coffee guy.
They have coffee, stuff like that. Gosh, what else is there? There's so many good places down there.
That's one thing we didn't do. I mean, I was fine with it because I wasn't as much of a explorer of food till most recently. I wish we would have hit up more of those smaller spots or whatever. But
that's my favorite thing to do is to go find all of the hole in the walls and the best places to eat.
Oh yeah,
that aren't main huge franchise stuff.
I love Joe's Crab Shack. I absolutely love that place. But I mean, you said that one there on the strip or in the landing didn't have good reviews.
I think it's closed down now.
Oh really? And then the other guy, what's that famous chef? Guy Fieri.
He's got a restaurant there right now.
I wanted to try his trash can nachos, but
those were really good. We had those. We went there for a staff meeting one time, and those were really good. I enjoyed the trash can nachos.
Yeah.
What was it? It was either staff meeting or a date. I can't remember.
I did want to try those, but I was fine with it. Jamie wanted to try that. Who's that female chef? She was that Southern cooking grandma.
Yeah. Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. She wanted to try her restaurant, but that was more I heard it's a lot like Yoder. That place in Yoder.
So it's a family style dining, meaning you pay a big amount for these big portions, and then you all dish it up like you're at a a dinner.
So kind of like Furs, probably. Well, no, that was actually a buffet too.
Yeah, that was buffet style. So, no, actually, man, I would say, well, the common thread that you're going to see with all those restaurants there on the landing is few of them stick around, and it's more to do with the practices of the landing than anything. Their rent is insane.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like,
I mean,
it's
Guy
not
Fieri's
just
probably set.
So check it. Even Guy Fieri will pull out at some point, because I don't know of a business model that's this nuts. They charge rent plus percentage of profit.
I mean, I would believe that. I mean, it sounds a lot like like Hell's Kitchen in New York and shit.
I couldn't justify that much payment for the level of exposure.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the little shops in there. Those are pretty nice, like the candy shop and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff in there. But yeah, like, it's insane. It's like $2,000 a month plus like 20% of their profits or something like that.
So you're pretty much only making good money in the summer.
Yeah, dude.
Oof.
But they're making the kind of money in the summer that offsets everything else.
Right.
So... Did you know that the creator of Segway, died on a Segway?
Yeah, I believe he fell off a cliff because he couldn't stop in time.
Exactly.
I read that somewhere. I don't know why.
That's a sad Segway. Do you know what he didn't fall into?
Money.
No, he fell into a lot of that with the Segway.
Oh, I thought he died before it became popular.
No, pretty sure it was already popular, but he didn't fall into a river. And why that's important is because that's a segue, because the next HCW show is called River City, and it is on June 29th.
I was like, dang, where's he going with this? How's funny.
That for a segue? Y'all, HCW back at it again, June 29th, River City, Osage Recreation Center. It's going to be a blast, y'all. If you haven't been, you're missing out. It is some of the most amazing family fun you can have. Tickets start at just $12, and kids 12 and under get in free. Man, that was such a brilliant idea and great shift to doing ticketing that way. I think it really helps families, come and enjoy a really good night. I would tell you the food's going to be amazing. I can't promise that anymore. But I can tell you at least that the matches are going to be amazing, because those are always top notch. And the concessions will probably be reasonable concessions, at least reasonably priced. So they're not biscuit bombs though. And we've got the Empire and specifically Dick Richards to thank for that. So
Dick Richards is like the HCW Michelle Obama.
Yeah, Michelle Obama might be
a little bit
more preferred. I think.
Yeah,
I think Michelle Obama was like a nice person. She was maybe a decision maker in food in areas where she shouldn't have been, and that's probably the connection you're making. Is why is this dude making decisions about food? Man,
right.
Yeah.
Why was Michelle making decisions about food anyway?
Exactly. So, Dick Richards, just go back to playing with your little, Warhammer figurines or whatever it is you play with at home. And we will get back to telling you about the River City show on June 29th. The doors are going to open at 5 p.m. The bell rings at 6 p.m. And you are going to get to follow along, man. We've had some exciting stuff happen. I know it was our last show. I think we highlighted Chance Kerrigan and Mindy Grace getting engaged. Chance Kerrigan, of course, being our current reigning Independence champion. Mindy Grace being his longtime girlfriend, who was competing against Heidi Howitzer, the current Sunflower champion, who unfortunately Heidi Howitzer, well, I say unfortunately for Mindy Grace, not unfortunately for the Wichita fans, because they love Heidi Howitzer, but Heidi Howitzer retained her title. So lots of good action going on there. You want to catch up on that, and you can do that by subscribing on Patreon. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. They're pretty much all over the place, but definitely jump on. $5 is the investment on Patreon, and let me tell you, it's worth it. You get all the good streams, and I believe we've got commentary on the shows now, and it's just, let me tell you, if you want everything there is to it, a $5 subscription on Patreon's where it's at, as well as, man, go see it in person. Go give these guys the love that they are craving, that they want, because let me tell you, this show will be a blast for both them and for you. Those crowds are hot. Bobby, tell me that's not the favorite part for you, is how loud those crowds get.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is, like, when you hear, like, pro wrestling, like, everybody straight goes to WWE, and likely they should, right? But don't ever put something like that into your head. But obviously, the crowd brings, I would say, people come for the wrestlers, right? But the wrestlers come for that pop, and that pop is really what brings everybody back to Wichita. I think Wichita, like I said a long time ago, like the Texas pops that we heard when we went with BJ, that however many years ago that was, like this supersedes that, like, by multiples. And that's just an opinion, of course, but it's fun. A lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So don't miss it. Make sure you catch it. Like we said, June 29th, River City at the Osage Recreation Center.
And also, there's some big news. Yes. Pay attention to, if you are following HCW on Facebook. I'm not sure when they're going to actually make this post, but pay attention to that. There is something coming June 23rd, and if you were following them, you will be in the loop, as big things are coming between the Chubby Buddies and
exciting
HCW.
Expansions. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Exciting expansions.
Fun, exciting expansions, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
big news coming. Out. You don't have to. Big news is coming. You don't have to wait till June 29th for that big news. It's going to be here June 23rd. So follow them on all the socials, and then come see them June 29th at Osage Rec Center in Wichita, Kansas.
Well, hey, man, why don't we move on to sports and not get so fat and lose some of these calories that we're talking about?
I agree. Did you see the Chiefs got to the White House?
Dude, that was probably one of the funniest videos I've seen. Like,
I know.
Only
if
you watched if you watched the last year's video, like, it played perfect.
It's so good.
He did not. Big Yeti did not disappoint. I will say
Bro,
that. Like,
it
that
was the shortest State of the Union speech I've ever heard. It was on point. I loved it.
My fellow Americans.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't that what he said? He just said my fellow Americans. And then he's like, I'm pretty sure most of these guys up here have tasers.
Yep.
And I don't want to get tased. I'm going to go back, Mr. President.
I'm going to go back. It's so good.
I thought that was I thought it was good, like, especially with the stuff that's going on in the political world. I think that was probably, like, one of the good things to see coming out of DC, and probably
I'm excited that happens every year.
If they choose to go, yeah.
It helps me see how much the political, like, murmurings are already happening, because this wasn't nearly as big of a deal as it was last year. Like, this snuck up on me. I didn't remember hearing anything about this, and it's because all the other stuff's going on right now. And when you hear about Biden, like, no offense, but the Chiefs going to the White House is kind of boring everyday. Right. Like, I want to say everyday news. I'm as a Chiefs fan, I'm pumped. I'm excited. Like, I want y'all to hear this the right way. I'm just saying, it's just weird, because you can feel that the political season's heating up and doing all of its nonsense. It's a voting year or whatever. It's just the shift in what this year's celebration feels like versus last year's.
And that's funny that you say that, because I actually watched last year's live when they had it there.
So did I. I didn't even know this was coming, and I've only seen videos in recap of it. And that may be more on me than it is anything.
But it was the same day as, like,
we got some stuff going on.
Court crap.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, you've got everything going on with Trump, and all of that's heating up and building up, and it's just it's wild.
No, but it was good. It was good for people who love obviously the New Heights and the Kelsey brothers. Like it
was fun to see Travis in his element doing what he does.
Like if he really wanted to, I could see him like getting into like comedic acting for sure.
I want him to so bad. I think he's got such a career in comedy afterwards.
like a legit like a spin-off, not necessarily Step Brothers, like maybe how about like
Real Brothers?
like brothers from like a broken home or some shit. Like that would be just so funny.
Gosh.
Because their parents were separated, but they still remain close. That would
be funny if you do, instead of Step Brothers, you do it like brothers that bounced between homes.
And they have to go to like, almost like Four Christmases. You remember like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That would be so
funny. Except play it up in some of the other hilarious ways that you can. Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah. And like, keep everything the same. Don't change their name. Don't change like what they do for a living.
Yeah,
don't change
Jason
don't
and
change
Travis.
Kylie. Bring Taylor Swift in. Like you could make a great movie out of like what, especially their stories. Like they could play so much into like having Jason's friends come over and it's like the whole Eagles offensive line. Like that's great satire right there.
We're recording a Christmas album.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, that's actually what I got Jamie for Christmas was those 2 CDs.
Oh, did you? That's cool.
Yeah. They had them for $10
I didn't know that they were still selling CDs.
They're selling, they still sell CDs, but they also started selling cassette tapes for this album.
Sorry, I guess I should have said I didn't know people were still buying CDs.
Oh, I still buy them, but like they sell cassettes and they're more than CDs. That makes no sense to me.
I know vinyls make sense. Like vinyl's different.
Their vinyl is expensive as shit,
bro. Vinyl's super expensive. Heather wants the new Taylor Swift Orchard Poets department one so bad.
I couldn't tell you what that was.
She's officially a Swiftie, man. She is obsessed. Let me tell you.
But I got Jamie those 2 albums, the newest one and the last year's.
What I find funny is all of the fans of Taylor that became football fans because Taylor started dating Travis. My wife became a Taylor Swift fan because Taylor started dating Travis.
Well, I think that's a lot, like across the board. A lot of people did that.
Yeah.
Not just Heather,
I've found myself listening to more Taylor Swift since then. And it's not just because she's in her Eras tour.
Do you think people became fans of football or fans of Chiefs?
Both.
Do you think the Chiefs gained more fans or do you think football gained more fans? Football in general.
I think both. I really do. I think what you have is people coming in to see Taylor but sticking around and learning fun elements about the game and becoming interested in it. And that's really what it is. We shouldn't gatekeep our culture. We should be excited to share it.
Right.
We should be happy that people want to know more and want to be involved.
And in the movie, they could have a bad breakup and maybe if they were married, a divorce, and they have to separate their kids, which are their fans. So, like, football fans are only going to go with Travis, and then she's like trying to...
You're so ridiculous. You're so ridiculous.
But no,
I'm out on this investment. I'm not invested in this movie.
It was a good comedy relief though. That whole perfect timing and everything. So, but no, do you think Harrison Butker got an invite to that after his whole speech? Do you think he was there?
I mean, Biden's supposedly a devout Catholic, so I would hope so.
You said apparently.
He says he is. I mean.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, where else did he get that ash on his forehead? I don't know.
He says he's a devout practicing Catholic, but his politics don't always line up.
Right.
With
like
that.
When they you would think that like something like that would get like shunned on by that whole cabinet. Just saying.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what religion you are, apparently. To them. Anything else in football though that you have?
No, man. I'm just excited.
Actually, there is one. Did you see the Bills? Did you see the Bills picked up a guy who's never played a down of football in his life?
No.
Yeah. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. I thought it was unique because he's a college wrestling golden medalist.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they having him play?
I didn't get to read all of it because I just got on here. I was reading that when he popped up. His name is Gabe Stevens, an Olympic gold medalist and one of the most dominant college wrestlers in NCAA history, is jumping to the NFL to sign with the Buffalo Bills. His agent, Carter Chow, now told ESPN, Stevenson is signing the standard rookie 3-year deal, and he now will set out to join Bob Hayes as the only athlete ever to win a Super Bowl ring and an Olympic gold medal. Stevenson knows the learning curve will be steep, but is excited for the opportunity. I've been fortunate to compete at the highest level. I'm trying to see if they have his position. He's 6'1", 275.
Linebacker
That's a big.
Then would be my guess.
This dude is he's built like the bus. He's expected to play defensive line.
D-line,
something he hasn't done before during his athletic career. In fact, the first time Stevenson ever put on a pair of cleats was at a recent workout for the Bills. That was the first time he wore a pair of cleats.
Weird.
A rookie contract.
Weird. He probably showed up for a workout and impressed them enough that they were like, "We need to sign this guy."
He's huge.
That's so funny. That's so funny. He's not that big. 6'1", 270?
275 for 6'1".
Yeah,
that's
that ain't
pretty.
That big.
The weight. He's all muscle. All muscle.
Okay. Okay, I will give you that. I am 6'1", but not kind of cut. But when I was 6'1" and kind of cut, I was about 275. You jerk.
An Olympic gold medalist, though, for wrestling. That's like pure lean. Like
I know.
That's more lean than Rage jerky meat, bro.
Ah, nice. I like that. That was a good throw in. That was real good.
I just thought it was a pretty cool thing that I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen anybody not play, except for maybe kickers. Like they don't play American football, they play soccer.
Sure.
But I don't know. I thought that was pretty unique.
I'm excited to see our rugby player play.
Oh, yeah, and rugby. I guess you have, who was that rugby player?
Oh, I don't remember the kid's name yet.
We had a couple of them, but we've had a couple of them come into the league, kind of like with the Eagles left tackle.
Yep.
Yeah, he was another one. But no, that's I just thought that was a cool story. But I guess we can do like early predictions real quick. So offensive and defensive rookies of the year.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. For offensive,
obviously.
And the defensive, who are you going to get? I'm stuck on this one because there's so many good defensive.
I take back my offensive.
You're going to give it to a different...
Marvin Harrison Jr. Come on, dude.
Really? I don't think it is.
Why do you think he's not going to be as good as he is?
It's not that I don't think he's going to be as good. I don't think that team is going to be able to show that he's that good.
Yeah, he is next level talent like his dad.
But that's also opinion.
He can put it up with anybody.
But his dad, he wasn't rookie of the year.
No.
And he had Peyton Manning. He didn't have Peyton Manning on the Cardinals
rookie year.
Huh?
He didn't have Peyton Manning in his rookie year.
Yes, he did.
Marvin Harrison?
Yes.
No, sir.
You're telling me that Marvin got drafted before Peyton Manning? Get out of here. Peyton Manning got drafted in 98. 98? Draft. See, this is the conversations that we love.
This man out here making me do all the work.
Marvin Harrison. No, that's his juniors. When you Google Marvin Harrison, it's always going to pop up junior.
Not always.
Playing much of it with quarterback Peyton. He played college football. Didn't show the year.
Drafted in 1996, sir.
Okay.
Round one, pick 19.
So who was his quarterback before Peyton? I don't even know.
Remember
that would be the brother, the coach of the Chargers. I bet. Harbaugh, probably.
No.
Really?
No. Let's see here.
Harbaugh played for them. Played for.
Excuse me.
I think Harbaugh played for the Colts when I was in third grade, fourth grade. Probably not a notable quarterback.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm gonna have to actually go to like the team and find out who the quarterback was.
Yeah, here's 96, Louisville, Green Bay.
Dungy era.
Oh God.
A little before that, Jim Irsay, era. Bill Polian, Jim Mora.
Never heard of him. Not any of those. But he wasn't rookie of the year.
No.
But I just don't see him being it just because the Cardinals don't have, like, they're not built all the way. They're not built like.
Okay. You say so.
But that's for offensive, and that's your guess. But what about defense?
Haven't the foggiest.
Not even just a toss one up?
I couldn't tell you who I'm
stuck between two defensive ends. And that would be the Dolphins. What's his name? The Dolphins defense. Who was that?
I think it's going to be a no-name sixth rounder who blows up out of nowhere.
Rookie of the year?
Yep. But tell me that doesn't happen. It absolutely happens.
I'm sure it does. Well, I mean, I guess we could probably go back, but like the biggest name or the smallest name that did get Rookie of the Year, we probably couldn't even think of that.
Probably.
Because they were a big name because they were Rookie of the Year. Trying to see. Who was that? Who was the Dolphins, the edge rusher? But you think it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had, watch it be that corner that went to this, was it the Steelers that from Iowa? He was like a corner or a defensive back.
I don't know.
The one that kept getting, he was getting pretty much clowned on at the draft. It's pretty funny. Edge rusher, Dolphins. So do you think there's a Chop Robinson? That's who I was thinking of. Chop Robinson with the Dolphins. That's who I think it could be. Then there's the other defensive end that I believe he's with I think he went to the Patriots. Maybe. I don't know. But my offensive, I don't know. I think it'd be a quarterback. I think it'd be the Vikings what's his name? The UCLA quarterback, Drake May.
Oh, really?
I think Drake May could get it. Okay. Especially, I mean, he's got 3 great wide receivers. Got a great offensive line. I mean, the only thing holding him back is that he has a Sam Darnold is not going to pull through for that team. That's who they have.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get his debut. I think he's going to show out and probably take the
How
cake.
long? Mid-season or earlier?
Well, depending upon, obviously, I mean, they have a really tough schedule. I mean, they play Green Bay is always just that whole division is just stacked. You got the Lions who have been a dominant force. And then the Vikings really have not been bad at all. They just lost Kirk Cousins, and that's why it didn't end up having a bad or a good season. That was the only reason. So I think Drake May could take it if he gets that opportunity early enough. So I think it would have to be early because that's the only way he could get Rookie of the Year. So I would say week 2, 3. But other than that, I don't think he could get Rookie of the Year if it was halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would have to be pretty early on.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I say to me it's going to end up being somebody who nobody's expecting because there wasn't any surefire standouts, in my opinion.
No, I don't think. Like the only one that believes he's a surefire standout is
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and he's not going to be rookie.
I hope he.
If he is,
like, I think we're all hoping there's a humbling effect.
If he is, I'll buy his jersey. How's that?
Hopefully,
if he makes Rookie of the Year, I will buy his jersey.
I love that. I'm holding you to that. That's so great.
There you go.
Caleb Williams makes Rookie of the Year. Bobby will buy his jersey
because I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't want it to be so bad that it's like, what's his name?
Manziel.
I don't want it to be as bad as Manziel, but I do hope he goes through a humbling experience.
Oh, I mean, we already have seen him play. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but is he the greatest? No, I don't believe that.
Well, not even, I mean,
quit comparing
Johnny
him to other quarterbacks.
Was a very good quarterback in college.
Yeah, but like nobody
could not handle the transition to professional.
He refused to try to handle that. That was his own choice, though. Like, could he have been good? We don't know.
That's what I'm saying is the transition. I don't know that the biggest concern is talent for that kid.
It's definitely he's got to lower his expectations
He's talented.
A little bit.
There's no question about that. I think the biggest concern is can he keep his ego in check?
We will only be able to find out if we watch Bears games, and I don't know if I can do it.
Oh, I know, right? That'd be rough.
You guys play the Bears this year, don't they?
I think so. We played them last year.
No, you played them last year, so you probably wouldn't play them this year. You probably wouldn't.
I don't expect to.
Cowboys probably. Well, they weren't number 1, so I don't know. So that is my. I guess that's my. Stamp is that if he becomes Rookie of the Year and proves me wrong, I'll buy his jersey.
I like it.
Will I wear it?
That's a good consequence. I like working through that.
We'll see. But
we'll make you wear it as a consequence. We'll make you wear it at least on the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, any other sports you want to talk about? We can talk about baseball.
Not football.
Talk about baseball.
The big story in baseball is the Negro League stats getting brought over to
stats integration. Baby.
There's so many it's weird to see so many unhappy people, and those unhappy people, I really don't know why they're unhappy, other than the fact that people lost their record.
They're all unhappy because now they have to learn new names, and I get it. It's difficult, but guess what? I'm okay with now learning that I need to be saying, instead of hit it like Babe Ruth, it's hit it like Josh Gibson, baby.
Yeah. And
I'm excited about that.
I couldn't honestly tell you that I've only heard his name 3 times before this all happened, and that was off people's top 10.
I was going to say, I've heard it, but it's always been in diehard baseball fans, and it's in a top 10 list or something like that.
And he's in the MLB. Is he in MLB the show?
His history is not nearly, but his history is not nearly talked about publicly,
and that's why
on a large
this is a good
scale.
thing. Absolutely
a good thing. I mean, we're going to get to hear all sorts of more. I mean, what is it? It's like, isn't Gibson's tagline was that he hit almost 800 home runs?
Yeah.
Amongst leagues, all the leagues he played in. His official records are somewhere around 147 or something like that. But
yeah,
he's a folklore legend. You know what I mean? He's larger than life in the early days of baseball.
You have to give credit to the people that kept stats.
You have to give credit to those people that
kept them.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those people, that nobody in baseball would have kept those stats. And unfortunately, do we have proof of it that happened, video footage? No. But I think that also could be another reason why people might be mad too, is because you don't have proof.
When you understand the history behind baseball and the racism that dominated it, you get it. It was about keeping them out of the sport. But we live in a beautiful era where that's combined now, and from here forward, baseball recognizes equally. The stats
people just
may
need
not
to go
be
lose
perfect.
sleep over AI and not baseball
Well,
stats.
it's people need to accept that this is a correction that's a good thing.
Well, it should have happened so long ago.
It should have never not happened.
Right. Well, the only reason it didn't, I would say, other than the racism part, because that's 100% a factor. But the other thing is kind of like how, before the merger of the NFL, I'm pretty sure they probably brought those stats over gradually, and that's exactly what the MLB did with other leagues before this one.
You do have that. You have points where the stats are changed, but that's kind of one of the big things that I'm getting at is. It should have never been an issue, because it's not as if this is the first time this is happening in baseball. You have points where you say, since this era, this hasn't happened or something like that. So you always we always have those major stat points. So it's silly to me that you wouldn't
Sorry, I was burping.
I was just going to say that the separation isn't necessary, and I'm glad that it's not there anymore.
Yeah, and I wonder how close somebody might be now to. I don't know. I haven't looked at the Pete Rose's hit record. Do you think anybody's came up to that?
Yeah.
Because before this, nobody's came anywhere close to that record.
I do want to know. I feel like that does.
That would be one of the biggest records, other than home runs, of course. And how many pitchers did they have come over for strikeouts? I mean, those are give the people credit that's deserved for 100%, especially If it wasn't for this, people wouldn't be talking about it. When was the last time you talked about Josh Gibson till now?
Bro, it's been several years. It was the last time I talked about baseball with a big diehard fan.
I think the last time I saw his name before all this happened was in MLB The Show.
Because I was talking about my favorite catcher and who I believe his big influences were. Because Yachty, by far.
Oh. I would have actually said the old Reds catcher back in the day with Pete Rose.
Gotti?
No.
Or no, not Joe Gotti.
Shoot.
Sorry, you said with Pete Rose. Sorry.
With Pete Rose. When Pete Rose
that would be... Gosh, who would that be?
Big dude, too. Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
Johnny Bench. Bench, I would say he's... What?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Josh Gibson took over that stat career, too.
What? Career hits?
Yeah, career hits.
For real?
Yeah.
He surpassed Pete Rose.
Pretty sure. I'll look it up, but if you look at his numbers, I'm pretty sure he's got more than Pete. Josh Gibson had, let's see what his stats were.
Pete Rose 4.256. Ty Cobb is second. This is the record board.
No, it's not Josh Gibson. Oh, that was stats. It was batting average. That's what it was calculating. Batting average. He's the batting average leader. You're talking about hits, like overall
hits
hit
for
leader.
Career hits.
Yeah.
Pete Rose is still. Ty Cobb is second. Third is Hank Aaron. Fourth is Stan Musial. Is it Musial or Muzzle?
Musial. Stan Musial.
But like what I was saying is nobody in our generation or probably even the one behind us has came close to touching that record. What?
Wait, was Ty Cobb already in the record?
Ty Cobb was already in the record.
Was already in the
record. Because he came to the MLB after that.
That's right.
After they separated. Right. Or after they lifted segregation. Or actually it might have been after they got rid of the Negro League. I don't know like which happened first, but I don't know if they dropped the league or allow because Jackie Robinson was the first one to break that. Yeah, Jackie Robinson was the first to do that, so Ty Cobb had to have came before that or after that whole thing. You having bad weather over there, bud?
Anyways, no.
Oh, I just was
not sure why that was.
Because every once in a while, like your thing will freeze, like when we were having storms.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's great for baseball. I think it's good for sports also. Like, there's other things to like be upset about. Like this, don't let this like ruin your Christmas.
Oh, I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
So, but no,
it is just a stat, but
it's exciting stuff. You know, being a Cardinals fan, you know, it's fun to see them clawing their way back up. We're working our way to try to get back up. They did not sweep us,
though, by the way.
No, we did not. It's tragic.
So we were still a game up, I think? Or
yeah,
I think we're still a game up.
I think you might be two because we lost.
Well, we were number two with one game up 2 days ago. That's the last time I looked.
Let's see.
I think this is going to be.
No, sir.
Are they timed?
No,
are they
sir.
Even?
We are 6.5 games behind. You're 7 games behind. We got the number 2 spot now. However, we're currently losing to Philly. So, I can't imagine we're going to hold that spot.
Is that going to count towards you though? Because if we lost to Philly, then that wouldn't count.
We'll still drop below you as far as percentage in games behind. We'll be 7.5 games behind. So you'd be half a game ahead of us again.
I think this is actually going to be a really exciting year for postseason. Like
this is
close it is. Like in our division.
Rarely are the Cards and Cubs fighting up at the top like this. Usually we're fighting down at the bottom.
And the Brewers are just the Brewers have came out of nowhere recently. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I don't like it when the Brewers are playing well.
And the Yankees, I mean, if you look at it, like how much difference of that team than the ones in the 90s that we watched are like the hitters on that team. We're waiting on a second.
What are you doing in here, pups? Oh, let them on up. Oh, that's the kids. That's why I was hearing my dogs. I was hearing my dogs, and I was like, why am I hearing my dogs? They were coming up the stairs.
But like the number one team right now is the Phillies. Like for wins, like they are just amazing. Now, but usually when we see that, like they usually fall off in the Phillies. Phillies.
Hang on, what? The Phillies? Yes,
the Phillies. Usually when we see that in baseball, they usually fall off in the postseason. Like that's usually what happens. But like I don't see that happening with that team. The
Phillies do?
No, I'm saying a team that's like so far up there in the wins.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'm with you now. Sorry, I was not tracking. I am back now. You're saying usually when a team does well this early on, they fall off by about playoff time. Yeah. So you're intrigued to see whether that'll be the case for the Phillies?
Because they're so. I mean, there's like we've said before, like people that are on point. Like there's no break in that team. It's pretty wild to watch. I watched a lot of highlights from the Phillies, and
the Braves have been one that have been heartbreaking to watch because
I thought that they were going to be so stacked.
Like they are stacked. That's a very talented team. They are just struggling with injuries right now. Like they are so freaking broken over there. It's bad. It's so bad.
I mean, they signed so many people in the offseason.
They got like 9 players down with injuries right now. It's so bad. Like it ain't pretty over there.
And then the other team just
went out for the year. Yeah.
The Dodgers, I mean, I thought that they would be probably where the Phillies are now.
But here's the thing. They don't have Shohei pitching for him because he's not pitching this year. He's recovering.
But he's still hitting homers, man.
Good.
He's killing them homers.
Hitting them dingers. So it's just
Smart
nuts.
Babe Ruth.
Yes, sir.
No, I just think
or smart Josh Gibson.
Ooh, well, yeah. I guess maybe
I don't know because Josh Gibson didn't pitch, and that was kind of the whole connection of Babe Ruth is the pitching.
But Babe Ruth played all positions but catcher, so
yep.
I wonder if Josh Gibson played all positions but pitcher.
Good baseball. It's a good year for baseball. It's been fun.
But let's get into some entertainment. All right. Now I had a question for you because it blew my mind when because you know how Amazon do you watch a lot of Amazon Prime?
Yes. Bobby, hang on. What? That's gotta be your video doing that.
What happened?
It's okay, nothing. It was just your video. Like the video I was seeing, for a split second, it looked like you had shaved the middle of your beard.
Oh no.
And then it was like you had these really, like for a half second, it looked like you had really
mutton
long,
chops?
Extended mutton chops. And I was like, Bobby, what did you do?
And you would have just noticed that an hour and 45 minutes in?
That's what I was like baffled by. I was like, hang on. There's no way I missed that. Where's the middle of his beard? Anyways, sorry. Go ahead. You were saying.
Oh, I asked you, do you watch a lot of Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Like movies and TV. Okay, so, like whenever you glide I'll wait till you get back.
Cat just stepped on the vacuum. Little jerk.
The Roomba?
Yeah. And activated it.
Oh, man.
He likes to sit on it, and he sits right in the middle, right on the power button.
So he's like all the cat videos.
Yes, absolutely. But he won't stay on it. He just sits on it long enough to activate it and then gets off and moves away. Just to piss me off. Because he's annoying.
But when you hit like your toggle up to pause it or whatever, and like you see like the list of cast members, like for that episode of like a TV show or a movie.
Love that. Great feature.
On House.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how familiar, like how much I loved House. Like that show was like probably one of the best in my opinion.
Please tell me you're just now realizing that House's best friend was, oh, no, you're probably not going there. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right. So do you remember the episode where it was actually episode 1 of season 2. And it was where they brought the inmate in from prison who had all the tattoos on?
I think so.
Do you know who that inmate was? Who played the inmate? LL freaking Cool J, dude.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, no way.
Well, then I probably knew it at the time.
It doesn't look anything like him, bro. Looks nothing like him. I promise you. He didn't even have the same mannerisms or facial features. They put so much makeup on him.
Do you know what movie you would recognize Wilson from?
Yeah, he's from Dead Poet Society.
Dang it. Okay. Yeah. All right. You do know that.
He's the dude that offs himself.
I didn't know if you knew.
I don't even know how to Google that. Like inmate in house. Yeah, I'm gonna Google inmate in the house.
Season 2, episode 1. inmate.
House TV show. I mean, I don't know how many jail episodes, but I'm Clarence was the death row prison inmate in the episode Acceptance. I'm going to show you this picture and like, that's not a good one. Like, it's going to be a little hard. I don't know if you can see that.
I'm going to Google it. Yeah, that looks like LL Cool J.
To me, that looks nothing like LL Cool J. You're crazy. At all. I don't know. I just thought, I was like, no way is that him. Like, they did so much makeup on that dude with a grill and everything. He's cut like LL. I'll give him that. He's stacked just like LL Cool J. But like, I was like,
bro,
no.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture right here in this episode. That's clearly LL Cool J.
I would have never guessed that was LL Cool J.
Were you not? See, I was such a fan of like Deep Blue Sea and Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea was. Any Given Sunday was great, but like Deep Blue Sea was boring.
I didn't say he was a great actor. I'm just saying I was such a fan of the movies he was in. And then, gosh, I'm pretty sure he was in one of my all-time favorite movies called Mindhunters.
One of my all-time favorites was Mindhunter or Mind. Where he played the chef. Where he played the chef. Mindhunters, yeah. Where they're on an island with.
I'm the one that introduced you to that movie. Yes.
We watched it the same freaking day, Joshua. We saw it the same day.
Stop it, Bobby. Do not.
We saw it the same day. You and I both watched it the same day. We rented it.
Okay. Calm down. Then let me clarify. I've introduced that movie to all of my other friends because it's a great movie.
And this is why I remember that we watched it, because I called it before the end of the movie. I told you, I said, hey, this is, you're like, no, it's not. And then when it came there, like, oh my God.
That's not true at all, because I 100% called that ending too.
I called the ending 100%. It was so easy. Swear to God, it was so easy.
Lies. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't easy to call, but I think it's done.
And I can't say that I knew it right away because
it's too much foreshadowing.
No, not foreshadowing. I'm saying they played like too much. This is where I noticed it. Is where like she was taking the smokes of the cigarette. That's when I knew that it was him. When acid hit her mouth.
Yep.
That's when I knew. So, but I do love that movie. But yeah, he looks nothing like LL Cool J when you're watching. I was like, no way. And I've seen that episode probably 10 times. If you go
back and look at the cast of that movie, it's insane how successful all of them are.
Oh, you mean all the actors in Mindhunters?
In Mindhunters, yeah. So,
well, the bad guy got a huge deal on Limitless.
There is your
Cold Case.
Gosh, what do you want to call it? He was freaking American Sherlock Holmes forever.
No, Robert Downey Jr.?
Not Robert Downey Jr. Who are you talking about?
Sherlock Holmes? I don't know Americans. I don't know which one you're talking about.
The TV show Elementary
I haven't seen that.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Oh, I thought that was Limitless. The bad guy? I thought he was in Limitless. That's Elementary? Oh, okay.
Elementary.
I thought that was Limit. Okay.
No,
so that's where I thought you were talking about the other guy. Okay.
Mm-mm.
That was my bad. But I haven't seen that one either. I just knew that he was in a TV show that it blew up. But then Cold Case, the blonde chick.
Yep.
Val Kilmer is probably the biggest name in there before the movie.
Well, Christian Slater.
And Christian Slater. But I don't think he's bigger than. I don't think he was bigger than Val Kilmer.
Christian Slater. I think they're right.
I mean, the only Christian Slater movie other than that one that I can remember was that one where they're like climbing like ice mountains or whatever, or snow. Like that's like the biggest movie I remember him from. Was it really? Am I thinking of the right movie?
Batman.
Christian Slater. He was not Batman.
Batman for Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was Batman, not Christian Slater. Sorry. You're talking about Christian Slater, not Val Kilmer. My bad. Yes.
Cliffhanger, was that what it was?
Was he in Cliffhanger?
He was like a bad guy in Cliffhanger, I think.
Maybe.
It's been a minute. Not like Christian Slater,
famous though. Hang on.
No, like I don't think of like so many Christian Slater movies that like it's so over. Like Val Kilmer, you can name probably. You can name Top Gun, but Christian Slater, you can name. I would even name Top Gun. I think Batman would have been probably one of my first ones, and then Top Gun.
But
and then
I mean,
the Saint, Mr. Moreau's Island, or Dr. Moreau's Island. I mean, you've got so many. He played so many bigger parts. How's that?
I will give you Christian Slater probably might be a little bit more of a 90s or B movie actor.
Not even B movie. He's a supporting actor.
That's no. I won't support.
Where is he the main? No. When is he the main character?
Christian Slater?
Yeah. When is he the main character?
Oh, dang you!
Unless it's a B-rated movie.
Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow. That's the one I'm thinking of. Was he bad in that?
He was the main person in it. Heathers? Are you kidding me?
Never heard of it.
1988. Mean Girls before Mean Girls.
Never heard of it.
The Jawbreaker scene? Are you kidding me?
Never saw it.
Oh my gosh. Bobby, what's wrong with you?
Broken Arrow was the one I was thinking of. Wasn't he a bad guy in that?
No. Yeah, he is the bad guy in Broken Arrow. So he's not the main character. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Heathers, I mean, I guess technically that one he wouldn't be a main character either. He's not an action lead type, though. That's not.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I wouldn't think of him. Like, I don't think of many of his movies. That's why. That's all I was going with.
It's fair to call him not a lead, though. That's what I'm saying.
I can only go off of the movies that I can think of him in, and I haven't seen one where he's the main character or the guy or the star of the movie.
You're killing me.
Yeah, he's a star because he's famous.
Movies.
Well, don't do that. We can move on. It was an opinion. That's an opinion, not a freaking fact.
That's an opinion that
Mayor of Kingstown season 3 comes out June. I think it's today. No, tomorrow. Mayor of Kingstown season 3. You need to watch.
You've been telling me all about this show.
You need to watch 1 and 2. I want to start watching this show on Netflix. I was going to ask you if you've seen it. Your Honor with Bryan Cranston.
I have not seen that.
It's a TV show he's in. It's like he's like a judge that has like a bunch of like skeletons in his closet, and his kid breaks the law, and then all the skeletons start coming out. It looked pretty good. And then on the what else did they have? Fall Guy. How was that movie? What would you?
Fall Guy was good. I really enjoyed that. Yes.
Who was your favorite character in it?
Very good writing. I mean, it's really.
I'm a huge fan of the female lead.
Emily Blunt. It's really specifically about her and Ryan Gosling. So
I love Emily Blunt though.
Hang on, his stunt lead is M'Baku, and I think that's from Marvel. Or you might know him, or no, not M'Baku. He's John Wick 4. The assassin with the dog.
Assassin with the black guy.
Yes.
Oh, I know who he is now. Okay.
He's in there, and he does a really good job. So, but
I thought he was good in John Wick.
Yeah, but beyond that, no, it's just a really good,
well done movie.
Harland
Williams in Fall Guy.
Again, you say he was in there. Where?
He was promoting it on several different podcasts that he was in it.
Okay, but again,
he was a security guard, I think, in it. Kind of like how he was a cop in Dumb and Dumber. He was a security guard. He brought back
the bathroom or something when we were watching it, but I can tell you it's not a significant scene, or I missed it or something. But yeah,
he just talks about how he brought back the iconic scene from Dumb and Dumber into this movie. So I don't know if he drinks.
And see, I didn't catch that either because I was looking for it because you told me that.
It might have happened like before I talked to you too. So
true.
But why don't we get into the big part about how Civil War caused a split in your house?
So if you've watched that movie, it's interesting because when you see the ad for the trailer for it, it sets it up like it's a movie showcasing a modern Civil War. And in a sense, it is, but it caused a rift in our house. Like, I enjoyed the movie, but I read the description ahead of time and understood that it's not a Civil War action movie. There's action in it. There's gunfights and stuff in it, but it's much more of a character piece than it is anything else.
So it's would you put this? Did this have a lot of similarities to Leave the World Behind?
Yes.
And do you want to know why? I heard Obama had something to do with both movies. Is that true?
Really?
That's what I read. I also didn't go into the legalities
I can tell you the premise was this felt more like, and I would say Civil War is weird because I don't know that I would have called the movie Civil War.
What'd you call it?
Treason.
Because, like, from what I read in the cliff notes of like what the movie, like people reviewing it, like they really built like almost kind of like how they did in Leave the World Behind, where the girl like is hunting down the last episode of Friends or whatever, and like you don't ever think about that, but then somehow at the end of the movie that comes up, and why? Like why did we follow this for so long when you did all this work up here when something down here was going on to end it? Is what I heard.
You're asking why is it following such a boring storyline in the midst of an apocalypse?
Yeah.
And yes, you would absolutely see the same premise here because what it does is it follows a group of reporters. And it's only really about these reporters in the midst of this civil war in America. And what they're doing is they're capturing kind of everybody's mood on it, but so the premise, without giving too much away, is the president has superseded his authority and is in a third term of his presidency, and the White House is the White House and the Northeast is like the place where he's got a bunch of defenders is basically how it is. California and Texas rebel and Florida rebels. And so there's basically these regional branches of states that are contesting, this presidential super session. And the idea is pretty much everyone knows the president's wrong in what he's doing, to the point that they're trying to go into DC to interview him before he gets taken out by the Western force. Yeah, the militias basically. One of the early lines is that journalists are considered the enemy and they're shoot on sight.
So without playing homage to like what we've heard throughout world, like they're pretty much trying to throw shade at like what's been going on in our
100%.
daily. Okay.
100%. It's a fantasy version of if Trump got into office and then stayed into office for a third term, and then there was a bunch of January 6th boys and girls that decided to rally around the president and support him, and then the reasonable minds of the Western forces and the Florida forces all rally up and take the president down. So that's the premise of Civil War.
And without getting into the politics, like I mean, not that I don't care about that. Like I just think it's almost useless to waste time. I mean, especially on this to even really talk about that. But
wholeheartedly agree.
To shorten that part up, just because I know your feel on Leave the World Behind. Is it the exact same for you?
No.
So it was opposite. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say opposite because I wouldn't say it's that much incredible of a movie because I wouldn't throw this in my top 10, my top 50 even. I would say it was an enjoyable story. It was an enjoyable story and I appreciated what it offered. The critique that it offered. And more so I appreciated the way it chose to tell its story. In the way that it follows the reporters, in the way that it uses kind of their own story to tell the bigger story of apathy and racism and like, because that's the thing. Half of the message is about the apathy that most of us would have towards the Civil War. They're like, oh, we're staying out of it.
Right.
And it's like, and that's kind of, to me, that was the part that I think a lot of people miss. Is so much of it is commentary on the American people and how much we will tolerate and ignore and stay out of until we can't anymore.
Right.
And so I thought that was kind of an intriguing element. But again, like I said, for me, it was creative storytelling enough that I could appreciate what it was offering. And then it was just like there was some the writing of it. You know how I am about writing. So the writing of it was done pretty creatively and well. So here, can you take them out back first before you take her out? Yeah. So put them outside. Thank you. I'll hold on to her. But yeah, so
Leave the World Behind had the same aspect for you. The writing was great, but like the ending killed it for me. The ending killed it for me.
I agree. Civil War didn't have that. Civil War absolutely had a it culminated in a way that you were looking for.
Okay, I'm happy about that.
Without giving anything away, the whole movie you're expecting resolution to the war. There's resolution to the war.
Okay.
You follow these journalists.
So it pretty much made up for what it did with, because is it from the same director?
I have no idea. I just know that you follow these journalists all the way through. Like they're moving into this territory. You follow them all the way into the White House to and there's a sub story happening between Kirsten Dunst, who plays, moody and dramatic like she does so well. She's got RBF like crazy in this movie, and she does really good. She's phenomenal, dude. Kirsten Dunst has been great since Bring It On. Let's be honest.
Jumanji.
You're right. I apologize. Since OG Jumanji with Robin Williams, you're correct, and maybe even earlier. I don't remember if she's done stuff before that, but Jumanji was solid.
I think she played like probably a criminal.
She was a kid actor for years. Yeah,
she was probably in a couple Law and Order episodes.
Man, we need to do an episode tributing some of our favorite childhood actors who transitioned, because there are some really good ones. I came across Gregory Smith the other day, and I don't know if you remember that kid, but he's been in so many movies that I have loved.
Gregory Smith.
Yeah, he was one of those boyhood crush, one of those ones that all the girls had crushes
for
on.
girls.
Yeah, heartthrob for
like
girls.
Casper,
a Disney kid. Yes, like Devin Sawa. He was a Disney kid.
It blows my mind how you can just roll those off your. I would have never. I just know he's in Casper and also in Little Giants.
Devin Sawa. And later grew up to be in Final Destination.
Yep, Idle Hands.
And oh my gosh, Idle Hands was such a good comedy, such a good dark comedy.
I love that. Seth Green. And the dude that played
Jessica
the big
Alba,
dude with
man.
Oh,
young Jessica Alba.
I think that was one of her top movies. And then you had the dude with the bottle, the guy that played. He was
Seth Green.
No.
Seth
oh,
Green.
is he the? I thought who's the guy? Oh, the throat
it's Chris.
guy.
Oh, huh?
The throat. The guy with the CD in the throat. The big guy.
Oh, that's.
Isn't that the dude from Remember the Titans?
Dale.
I thought that was Remember the Titans guy.
No, I think that's
I could have him confused.
Dale, I believe.
It's just a good 90s comedy movie. Like
I have to see, but I'm pretty sure that was the. Yeah.
Oh no, it's the guy from the Butterfly Effect. It's the guy from Butterfly Effect. Played the brother, the crazy brother that blows up the he blows up the mailbox.
Eldon Henson.
Yeah, played from Butterfly Effect, the original with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh yeah, Mighty Ducks dude.
Yeah,
it's
Mighty
Foggy.
Ducks. That's where it's from.
It's
Mighty
Foggy
Ducks.
from Daredevil. That's who that is.
Dang.
What?
Yeah, I loved that movie. That movie was so. I mean, yeah, it's so far fetched, but like it wasn't.
Hands? That's
he played the. Was it a CD that went through his neck?
Yeah, I
think it was a CD or a razor blade or like a saw blade or something. I don't remember, but it was just.
You're crossing over because it might be a saw blade. No, I think it's a CD. But you also have Sean William Scott character gets his head cut off.
That's in Final
Destination.
But that one you saw, that was a hubcap that gets shot off underneath the train.
It's not a hubcap. It's just a piece of metal that's sitting on the train tracks.
Yeah, I just know he just had a hole in his throat and they had to duct tape it.
Yeah.
And Idle Hands is it's such a good classic. But yeah, that would be fun to do an episode of just movies. Sure. But before we move, let's let you finish. You wanted to talk about the Wolverine bucket. That'll be our last story, and we'll let the listeners go. So, everybody, this is our last conversation of the night.
If y'all remember, there was some controversy when Dune came out, the sequel to Dune 2, with its popcorn bucket. There was the big. It's supposed to look like a sandworm, and it's got the opening. and there was all sorts of drama about the way people were using it, and there was all sorts of sketchy comments.
I'll have to look that up.
Okay, well, I'll keep the PG version is popcorn buckets apparently are the thing right now. Dune had one, and then so for the press release for Wolverine and Deadpool is out and about, and Ryan Reynolds is just insanely creative. So I have to give the man props. He made a Wolverine. So the popcorn bucket looks like Wolverine. His head's tilted back and his mouth is fully open. Let me see if I can pull up. I'll tell you what. I'm going to pull this up and share it. Is that okay?
I'll just Google it.
You pull it up. Yeah, Google it and share it. And pull up the Wolverine
on my computer
popcorn bucket. Yeah, share it so that people can see it if they're watching video.
As you're talking, I'll search it.
So it looks like Wolverine's head, but it's tilted back and its mouth is wide open, and it just looks so obnoxious. And they are notoriously bad about being inappropriate.
That's the number
with
one
these.
search thing. That's so stupid.
I'm not surprised at all. So, but yeah, the popcorn buckets, man. Do you see it now?
Let me. I
was gonna say share it, and let people see this ridiculousness.
That is so dumb.
The video is especially bad, like the promo for it. All right, y'all, look at this. Yeah, show them. See, look at that. Okay, hang on. Do you see the enough? Butter? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you see what they got away with? Do you see what
Ryan Reynolds is very creative. If that's Ryan Reynolds, then
this is absolutely Ryan Reynolds' work.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. If you haven't looked it up,
did you get one?
No, I haven't. I might want one. I think it's hilarious.
Oh my lord. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Oh man. So,
but no, I didn't hear anything about that. So I was like, what in the world is he talking about? I thought you got a popcorn bucket or something.
No.
I didn't even know about the Dune because I didn't watch
the
that
Dune
either.
one's interesting too. But look up the Dune one, like after you get off of here. And those of you that are listening, look up the Dune one too. It's weird. It's really weird. Like that went through a whole approval process, y'all. Like there was a number of people that looked at that and said, yes, this looks like a good idea. We're going to give this a green light.
And it's just, I just Googled Dune popcorn bucket.
Google it.
Just like
go
that.
Ahead and do it right now. Go ahead and do it right now. Just for your sanity.
Is it just as good as that one? I mean, that's very Ryan Reynolds.
Remember, this came first and was less obvious.
Oh, Dune. Images.
Looking like a weird sarlacc pit, or I know what you're thinking. And that's the thing. Like that got approved.
I don't want to admit that I'm thinking it because then it would say that I've like bought one or used one, and that's not it. Holy crap! How have I not seen this on social media?
I don't know, but that's why I'm laughing.
You must follow a completely different like genre of everything is what it seems like. That's crazy.
I guess. I don't know. I'm up with what I think are what I would assume are the latest trends, but
well, I haven't gotten anything in my algorithm on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok or anything. And you would think that if it's like that, like that would be like I'm surprised we're not seeing it on CNN.
You wouldn't be into Dune. I'm into Dune.
Right,
which is
but
why
I follow movie reviewers. I follow movie reviewers, and that would be like.
But if you tune out a Dune one, you wouldn't necessarily hear about the popcorn.
No, but I follow guys that like I don't like Star Wars, and that pops up all the time.
Speaking of Star Wars, the Acolyte's coming out.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, there's a new Star Wars video game coming out too that I cannot wait to play. It's an RPG. Star Wars Outlaws.
We'll take your word for it. And on that note, if you're listening,
I'm playing
this far,
Skyrim right now. There we go. That's the last of the information. Yeah, that's the last of the info dumps I'm going to give.
I am a little excited about NCAA football. Like,
yeah,
that does look pretty cool. I just don't see the reason why I quit playing video games is because I went in all went all in on this and just cut off my subscriptions to gaming and put my subscriptions to this, and that's the only difference. Right. So I pay more.
I love this. So
I weighed my options. I'd rather do this than. Plus, my wife complains about my gaming and not this as much.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But
all right, man, well, this was a lot of fun. It was a long one, but hopefully you guys.
Well, we had a lot to talk about. We had a good conversation.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't listened this far, please consider liking this video, subscribing, commenting. I don't know. We asked them for a lot of things. We asked them for sound bites or ideas.
We just want their input. Yeah, we did. Ideas for sound bites.
Have you had the opportunity of buying a Wolverine bucket or a Dune bucket or anything like the Dune bucket?
Let's not hear personal stories of people buying things.
I don't want to hear. I'll read
them.
I'll read them because usually there's something funny going to the ER afterwards or something. But like I said, we do appreciate you guys listening this far. And if you're not, also follow our sponsors, not our subscribers. Follow our sponsors, Rage Beef Jerky, and also Heartland Championship Wrestling over on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Patreon for HCW, and visit www.ragebeefjerky.com. Don't forget to use that promo code Chubby. But I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man.
And we love you, and we
yes,
will
indeed.
See.
That's a wrap. We will see you guys next time.
Love
Bye.
You. Bye.
Love you. Bye.